As this warm blood falls down my face, I reflect on this long life of mine, the sins I've committed, the atonement I've sought, the people I've loved. As I fall into this abyss, I hear a call. My crimson princess catches my fall.
Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 664. I'm sorry guys, I'm just really emotional right now, okay? We were out of lemon iced tea. I had to drink lime. Lime! God. Can this day get any... Okay. Dear Tekking, this is past Tekking here. Just giving you a heads up that I wiped your mind to make sure that this review has the same emotional impact as when I first read it. Hope you don't mind. Honestly, I really don't care if you mind. Actually, go fuck yourself. Sincerely, Tekking. I'm a fucking asshole. Okay, so chapter starts off with our main man, Askin Var Sternritter D, the death-dealing, emerging in his release form from the epic Thunder Shock Blast that Cat Neko Yoruichi laid on him last chapter. He's all decked out, he's got the wings, he's got the visor, and he's ready to go. He's completely unscathed from the attack, and he just basically turns that, the big deal that Urahara was laying out on him. The reason that Yoruichi was going to be able to defeat Askin was, Askin, he takes in that Ryatsu and he can analyze it and form an immunity, but he needs about 1 minute to do that with each individual Ryatsu sample. With Yoruichi, she was changing her Ryatsu 48 times per second, so, it didn't give him time to adjust. But he just flips that right back on him, saying that, so basically what you're saying, though, is if it changes 48 times per second, all I have to do is not attack for 1 solid second, and I just take all those Ryatsu samples in, and then I make immunities for all of them while he's in his Volt standing. Now, the interesting thing here is I brought this up. I was wondering whether or not it was 48 different Ryatsus on a cycle, like it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 48, and then reset back to 1, or if it changed each and every time with the second, so like 48, and then, 96, and then it just kept doubling and doubling until you got, like an insane number of Ryatsus. But no, even though it changed 48 times, that's still a set number that Askin just acclimated to, which is quite easy while he's in his release form. Yeah, so Urahara is not looking too good. Now, remember last chapter that Askin did his Gift Ball Deluxe, which is like this huge-ass ball that enclosed most of the arm of the Varvelt that they're standing on. Now, at first, I thought that meant, like, here's, Urahara, Askin, and then the Gift Ball Deluxe is right behind him, like he's using it like the fucking Spirit Bomb or some shit. But no! It turns out that he's actually enclosed the entire area. Yoruichi, Urahara, and Askin are all within the perimeter inside of the Gift Ball Deluxe, and that means that Urahara is also suffering the effects of the death dealing, so he's kind of huffing and puffing. He's not looking too good. We don't really know what aspect of death dealing that Askin is inflicting onto him, if he's doing like the same, like oxygen, nitrogen shit he was doing with Yoruichi, or if it's just straight up Ryatsu. Urahara doesn't really exhibit that much pain from the death dealing. He just seems like he's, a little bit out of breath and he's sweating a little bit, but he doesn't really seem like he's really that encumbered by it. Asuka goes on to really explain his Volt standing, and I love the way he's doing it too, because Urahara is just, after he explains to him the 48 Ryatsu changes, that's not going to do shit to me anymore. Urahara, you see him kind of reaching into his kimono trying to pull out some Doctor Who shit, and Askin's just pointing the finger. He's like, just just hold up. I know, you're Urahara Kisuke. Listen, I'm just gonna lay this all out for you, okay? After developing the immunity, it's only a matter of time until I get a cure, and honestly, that's all moot now because you can change your Ryatsu as much as you want, like the top layer, but in order to make sure that this is all just, I don't waste any of your time, and this is purely out of the kindness of my heart, allow me to share with you the properties of my Volt Standing. Askin, it's really hard because it's like the same shit we've seen before, like I'll explain my powers to you, but Askin, he's kind of meta. He's kind of already aware of this. He already is kind of aware that everyone explains their powers. And he's like, you know what? I'm so fucking powerful. I think I'm just going to give you a handicap. I'll just give you a mulligan here. I'll explain how my powers work just to make it a little bit more fair. Which is still a bullshit reason, because why would you even consider fairness when you're in a battle to the death? But yeah, I mean, it seems like okay, something happens later with Askin in this chapter that redeems him, so I'll take the hits on the Askin spectrum, but whatever. So he explains what his Volt Standing Hassane is. I mean, it was pronounced like Hassian last chapter. Now it's being spelled as Hassian. I don't know. I'll probably switch back and forth. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, I thought it was Arabic at first. Yeah, some people have been telling me, it's not Arabic, so I don't know where I got that from. I don't know. I think there was like an old cartoon or something where there was like a character who was like, no, it was an Indiana Jones, wasn't it? Like, Hassan Chop! Although I don't know if that guy was Indian. I don't know. I haven't seen Indiana Jones forever. I'm mixing up my stereotypes. Anyway, he explains to him how it works. I'm just going to lay down to you exactly what it says, and I might be misconstruing it a bit because the death-dealing power has always been a little bit more, complicated to understand, with the lethal dosages and shit. Now, if you're studying, like, chemistry and biology, this probably makes more sense, but to the average, manga viewer, it might be a little bit confusing. I'll just tell you straight up what Askin says. And then I'll try to give you my idea. I'm going to try to compare it to another manga character. Okay, cue Askin's theme music for this shit. No matter how much the surface layers of the poison changes, as long as the base remains the same, the immunity acquired will adjust as well and render the poison instantaneously ineffectual. Was that too much of a long-winded explanation? Hopefully I didn't go over your head. From here on out, no matter how much you change your respective Ryatsu, neither of you will be able to lay a single scratch on me. Yeah! Anyway, from what I can gather from this, I'm going to attribute this closest to a character called Coco from Toriko. Now, Coco is another character that can use poison. His abilities are not as complicated as Askin's, though his are pretty much more basic. He makes poison and then he just, shoots poison at people. A little bit more simple than the death-dealing power. But Coco eventually gets a power called Poison Virus. And what it does is he infects his opponent with a virus that he uses it on opponents that have a high immunity for most poisons. So he injects his opponent with the virus, and it circulates through that target's body, and it constantly changes until it gets a poison that'll actually affect it. So it'll just change, several hundred times a second until it gets something that being is not immune to, and it'll eventually, rapidly spread throughout the body with that particular poison. That's how he brings his opponent down. So it's kind of like something similar here in the sense that it doesn't matter how much you modify it. Askin's ability, the poisons, that's always going to be one step ahead. That's the key here. You can't just, it's like, I'll adjust myself to your Ryatsu, and then I'll launch a poison that affects your Ryatsu. But now he's like, I'll just change my Ryatsu. He's like, nope, you can't do that, because it's constantly changing. It's modifying consistently. As long as you are you're basically going to get afflicted. That's what you have to take away here from the main point. Urahara kind of looks surprised, upset, dejected, angry, jealous. I don't know. It's kind of hard to read his expressions sometimes. Anyway, despite the fact that he explained his Volt Standing and he's pretty confident that, Urahara is not going to just be able to do the same trick he did earlier, he knows for the fact that there's no way that Urahara is out of a bag of tricks yet. So he announces, let's see if you have any more tricks up your sleeves. Or have you played all your cards already, Kisuke Urahara? So all of the lights begin to form behind him. and they begin to link up to one another, very similar to like the segmented patterns he had on his bracelets or on his wings, you know, like the segment things, kind of DNA strands. I don't know if that's what they're going for. It's more of a, even if what that's Kubo is, that's what he's going for, it's more of a symbolic, statement than really like asking, like, these wings will be being able to manipulate the DNA string. Like, it's more symbolic, if anything. But anyway, the orbs begin to connect, link up, play tic-tac-toe in the sky around the deluxe gift ball, and he states that he set up a Bereich border. Oh, god damn it, come on, Askin with the hard-to-pronounce words, huh? I'm not a fan of using really hard-to-sound words. Oh, man, I love this guy! He's always on the fucking ball! Man! Ah... Love it. I love it. Okay. I mean, he's keeping it simple. I mean, seriously, if you had supernatural powers, would you go out of your way to find really long, hard-to-pronounce words? Or would you just be, okay, it's a poison ball, gift ball. There you go. Simple, easy, quick to remember, and strikes terror in the hearts of your enemies. Askin states the Bereich border is, basically just setting up around the deluxe gift ball, and he states this. Now, I want you guys to get this, okay? This is not some bullshit bluster and bravado claim that, typical Bleach antagonists make. I'm launching this Sero, there's no way you can survive. Or, this keto barrier can never be broken. No. We're talking about Askin here, okay? Askin don't say shit unless he means it. He's not full of this, massively inflated ego where he constantly needs, he's like, I need to let the entire world know how much of a fucking boner I got. I'm so awesome. No. He's not like that. He's cool, he's collected, and when he says shit, he means it. So right here, when he says this border, breaking out of it is absolutely impossible, I believe him way more than any other fucking character in this series. That includes Aizen. Aizen was like, I will use this black coffin to, but I'm kind of weird. I'm mimicking Aizen, but I'm wearing the Urahara hat. I gotta take that off for this one moment. He's just like, I've used Hado number 90, full power. Its ability is to warp time and space, and gravity itself will bend to my whim, Kurosaki Ichigo. Ichigo just backhands that shit. And the words that Aizen spoke, like as the reader, we're just like, okay, the words that Aizen, the bullshit that is spewing out of Aizen's mouth is just worthless now, because Ichigo was able to just bitch slap this shit. So when he says breaking out of the border's impossible, I believe him, okay? I believe him 100%. Okay, so Urahara snickers a bit, and he's just like, oh, come on now, you didn't have to lock me in. And Askin's just like, do I look fucking stupid to you? Urahara starts to bring up, I don't know if he's doing this just to kind of buy time, just like, okay, I gotta keep this asshole talking so I can figure out what to do now. And he asks him, well, what is, you don't seem committed to this cause, really. You seem kind of like aloof. You don't seem like, like Yuha ordered me to go kill the Shinigami, peons or whatever. No, he seems more aloof than that. So Urahara calls his allegiance into question. Why exactly are you doing this, Askin? I was kind of getting amped up for an Askin flashback in this chapter, but I don't really know what we're going with this. I don't recall that we had that, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Askin states that he's basically right. There's more to his story than just a simple, with a lot of the Stern Ritter, it seems like, Yuha appeared before them as their savior, or, I am your Christ figure, and all the Quincy's, bowed before him. It wasn't like what the Espada and Aizen had. The Espada basically followed Aizen because they knew there's no way they could beat Aizen in a fight. The Stern Ritter seemed devoutly loyal to him up until, he seriously betrayed them with the, Oswalin thing. But up until that point, Askin hasn't really exhibited that sort of loyalty. He's just kind of there, so he states that the truth is, His Majesty interests me. Does that come off as very haughty to you? Think about it, though. The living world, Hueco Mundo, Soul Society. Yuha is planning something that's never been attempted once before in the history of ever. He's going to eliminate all three of these realities and craft a new reality. When do you think the next guy like him is going to come along? Okay, so you know what this is? This is Askin's reason for doing what he's doing, okay? And it's not the typical, oh my god, I'm seriously thinking that Kubo, He took all of his intelligence, all of his writing power, because he can write interesting characters. All right, he can do that. All right, it's just like they're few and far between, but he can do this. It's like when he was designing the Stern Ritter, he put like all the effort, all the interesting things into Askin. And just kind of like, all right, Basby, Hashra, whatever, Tato, Giselle, Zombie Girl, whatever. Askin is my prize pig. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so what I love about this reasoning for why he's doing this is it's not like your typical villain fare. You ever watch a lot of movies, and a lot of movies butcher this, and across the genres. But, when the hero fights through whatever they need to fight through, maybe it's physical, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's, whatever kind of adversity they have to fight to, they eventually get to the villain of the movie or the villain of the book. And you have this moment where you find out why the villain is doing what they're doing. And a lot of times they'll do like if you're talking about like shitty action movies, they'll be like, I wanted to rule the world, or I want to have all the money in Fort Knox, or I want to control the diamond mine, or some shit like that. Is that a reason? Yeah, it's a reason, but it's not a very good one. It doesn't really get us invested in this character. Other than that, or they'll do like the troubled childhood. You're like, my dad didn't spend enough time with me, so I've started this criminal empire. Or my parents were thieves, so I became the best thief in the world, or something like that. All right, something that's very toward the end of like the evil spectrum, okay? Here we have Askin. He's not doing this for good. He's not doing this for evil. He's doing this because of curiosity. He wants to know, because what Yuha is attempting has never been attempted before in the history of the universe. Ripping apart 3 realities, and he's like, I'm gonna make something all new, and Askin's like, that interests me. I want to know what the fuck that is. What would it be? Would it be similar to the reality we know now? Would it redefine existence? That's interesting. I'm like Askin. This is why I love this guy. I finally came to a fucking epiphany. Because, seriously, I don't know if this is for everybody, but put yourself in his shoes. Because he is a villain you can do that with. The villains that are like, I want to rule the world, you can't put yourself in their shoes, like what's it like to try to rule the world. I mean, I've thought about that concept a few times, and trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, being a dictator, you still gotta control all the armies and go to fucking board meetings and gotta worry about little rebellions getting started, people trying to assassinate you. It's just a pain in the ass, really. But with this character, you can put yourself into their shoes and actually think about, you know what? If someone came out and was like, I'm going to destroy the entire Milky Way galaxy to make a whole new plane of existence. At first, you'd be like, no, I'm against that, because everything that I know is in this galaxy. I don't want that to be destroyed. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, what would he make? Wow, yeah, what would it be like? Just to see, like, he's going the extra mile here than most people do, but he wants to see what's on the edge of the spectrum. That's the key to being a scientist. That's why Askin and Urahara are, like, the perfect enemies for each other. And they mention Mayuri here coming up. He lays this all out to Urahara, this curiosity that drives him. And Urahara responds, he tries to lash at Askin. He just swipes the sword, Benihime. He doesn't release Benihime. It's still just in his sword cane form. I guess he used Hearing Kyaku, but it's all, like, connect the dots shit, like last time. Anyway, he asks him like, I'm interested that you're able to move that way while in my death ball. And Urahara's like, I'm sorry, I don't seem the least bit interested in that. Maybe if you were fighting against Mayuri, you might have had an opponent that shares your kind of demented vision. And it's funny because Askin and Mayuri almost did have a confrontation once back when during the second invasion just started. Askin was in the R&D department, and that would have been a kick-ass fight too. I want Kubo to draw a what-if scenario. Seriously, someone needs to start a Kickstarter for that shit. Like, and this is after like Bleach is over. I want him to draw a what-if scenario if the tables were flipped. If Urahara fought against Pernida and Mayuri fought against Askin, that would be a kick-ass scenario. Wouldn't that be an awesome what-if? But he goes on to say that even if you did fight against Mayuri, though, it's not like he would desire what Yuha is creating the same way you do, because a scientist like Mayuri, he would want to create that, but he would be interested in that concept of creating something new and unknown, but he would want to do it with his own hands. That's what it means to be a true scientist, and that's what his rebuttal to Askin was. It's not the simple shit like, Askin, you're evil, you're just a sick, demented fuck for trying to, being interested in destroying everything. What's wrong with you? It's not that Urahara's upset by that. He's more upset because, well, not upset. He's just, he takes umbrage with Askin because it's like, you know, you're a follower. You know, you're interested in this idea, but you're not interested in taking action yourself. You're just interested in standing on the sidelines and just, you know, wanting to observe. You know, if you were, like, truly interested in this, you would grab it by the fucking balls. You would do it on your own. You would try to craft this universe on your own, so you're not a true scientist. Not like Askin was ever really declaring. It's not like CIO, when he was, like, declaring, you know, I'm, you know, a real scientist. He didn't do that, but, you know, that's what Urahara's take is. And Askin fully agrees. He strikes this awesome smirk and he's like, damn, man, that's actually a pretty good answer. Couldn't have said it better myself. But even so, he's like, okay, I guess we're just going to have to agree to disagree because I still long to see His Majesty's creation. So he pulls off one of his bracelets and then he extends it over his hand, which expands incredibly larger. I guess he's doing the Kienzong thing from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why you're copying Krillin. Why does everyone copy Krillin? It's whatever. Anyway, he launches the gift ring, he calls it, directly at Urahara, kind of like a boomerang or frisbee. Yeah, frisbee, that would be a better analogy. Urahara is looking, I guess, ready to dodge, and he just notices that it just kind of blips out of existence right in front of him. And he's like, where the fuck did it go? And, oh, man. Urahara, not cool, man. You know, I know we all go through that phase where we want to get our eyeballs pierced, but, you know, it never ends well. I actually knew a guy that tried to do that once. You think I'm kidding. I'm really not. Never underestimate the stupidity of teenagers. Oh, God. Oh, Bill, you were an idiot. All right, anyway, after the piercing strikes Urahara's eye, which just, God, imagining how painful that is, his eye just explodes in a gush of blood, and he gets knocked back, grabbing his face. And Askin states that gift ring is a special technique that he uses when only on people that have a natural immunity to death dealing, or the death dealing doesn't really do a lot of damage. Once again, we don't really know what Urahara's doing to prevent the death dealing, because up to this point, Urahara's never had the death dealing inflicted on him before. You know, so, I mean, I don't doubt that he might have some way of protecting himself, but the immunization drug he used on Yoruichi, that shouldn't work anymore, because Askin's in this whole new level of power. But maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe he found out some other way. But the point is, death dealing, the normal power, is not working. So gift ring is basically focusing all the potency of death dealing into that one ring, and whatever object it pierces forces an instant death. So it's basically like your one-hit KO move. You know, it's the sheer cold of the Bleach universe, basically. So I don't know why. In that logic, I guess he had to focus it on a single organ. You know, he couldn't just have the piercing be on the chest and, like, the entire body explodes. He has to focus on organ by organ. But anyway, once again, pretty OP technique, but, you know, Askin's kind of an OP kind of guy. So he's like, I just, you know, you've forced my hand on this. I can't lower the lethal dosage. I won't just nullify all this. So that's kind of like the only option you've left me with, Urahara. So, you know, get ready for your imminent demise. Man. You think you're hot shit, don't you? Well, you know, not so much, but I think in this one moment at this one time, yeah, just keep on blabbering. Oh well, don't say I didn't warn you. Bankai. I think memory's a little bit spotty on this, but I think it was volume 14 of Bleach. I think that's when the Bankai training for Ichigo, little mini arc star, you know, Yoruichi comes out and, you know, she explains to Ichigo, like, this is what a Bankai is. It's the second release. It's the full power of a Shinigami's Bankai made to light. I mean, of a Shinigami Zanpakuto come to light. And not long after that, you know, we get Mayori's first Bankai release in the series, and we understand how powerful it is. And it was also around that time that Yoruichi revealed to Ichigo who Urahara was, that he was the first generation head of research and development, and he was the former captain of Squad 12, and he was like this big deal. That volume came out in 2006. And the chapter obviously came out earlier than that. So it's been pretty much or close to 10 years since we've learned about Urahara being captain, what a bankai is, and connecting the dots that Urahara has one. In fact, Yoruichi flat out says he does, because he got his bankai the same way that Ichigo did, through the Tenshin Tai stuff. You know, that's the method he invented. You know, it's very odd to experience these things with the fandom as they're happening, you know? And it's happened a few times, you know, with the Kenpachi getting his Zanpakuto's true name, and Shunsui's bankai. You know, even if I didn't like it too much, it was very humbling just to be part of, you know, like, reading your comments, hearing your feedback as it was happening, because this is stuff that we've literally been wondering for years what it's going to be like. And I'm really excited for this, but at the same time it makes me kind of sad, because every big milestone that they hit, that Kubo does, it just brings it more and more closer to the realization that this story is ending soon. You know, because you always tell yourself, it's like, well, Kubo can't end the series until we find out about Kenpachi's name of his Zanpakuto. Oh, we found it out. Oh, well, he can't end it until, you know, Shunsui goes bankai. Oh, we want bankai. We can't find out until Urahara goes bankai. Yeah, so, I hate to be depressing, because this is a very kick-ass moment. But here we go. This is Kisuke Urahara, captain of the 12th Division, former 3rd seed of the 2nd Division, 1st generation head of the research department. This is his bankai. Yuan and Bira, oh god, I was so emotional with that, you know, I was so, you know, really deep with that monologue, and then you give me that, oh god, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this shit. Okay, fine, I'll give it my best go. I'm gonna butcher this. Gyanyan Baraki Benehime Atarame. Okay, whatever, close enough. It means, in the Inquisition of the Crimson Princess of the Doors of Avalon. Gee, come on! Buddhism! Why? It's always back to Buddhism! If you want to learn more about Bleach and Buddhism, go watch this video, but it's always Buddhism! Avalokskavara. Maybe Hinduism also, depending. Okay, so what it looks like. So Kisuke is kneeling on the ground, his eyes freaking bleeding, and the character, this visage of this woman just appears behind him. You know, I don't know if this is physical or just symbolic. Maybe it's just something he can see, kind of like with Ohana with Shunsui's bankai. I don't know. And very long hair. I'm assuming it's red, because Benehime means red or Crimson Princess. Low-cut little cloth thing she's wearing. Doesn't really have that big boobs, you know. I'm glad, Kubo, you restricted yourself on that one, because you could have went a certain way with that. But anyway, that is the name of his bankai there, and that's, of course, the last scene of the chapter. Okay, oh man, how am I even going to begin this? Okay, well, a lot of people have been saying that his bankai looks very similar to Mayuri's, you know, because Mayuri's was a giant baby and Urahara's is the full-grown woman. I just want to say, don't even, it might be, maybe there might be a similarity there, because, you know, they're both scientists, that might be kind of a coincidence, but don't expect his bankai to operate the same way, and certainly don't call it a ripoff, okay? Don't be like, you know, this is a human baby, this is a human adult, so therefore, you know, it's ripping it off. Don't expect the Benehime chick to rip open her freaking stomach and alien creatures to come crawling out. I think it's going to be a completely different ability. And also, what about Komamura's bankai? You know, he makes a giant humanoid creature. He didn't, you know, call out anything on that. I would say that's more of a similarity to Benehime. Giant woman, giant adult male armor zombie thing, whatever. That thing's screwy. So that's the appearance on that. As for the meaning behind it, I went ahead and asked some of my fans that are a little bit more knowledgeable about this stuff, because apparently it does take references from Buddhism and Hinduism, and I found pretty much the connection that I agree with the most, that I think makes the most sense in Urahara's case, and why this is his bankai. All right, so this first comment comes from Shivam Main. Okay, I'm just going to give up pronouncing that. Ava is a Bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas are those who are at the point of enlightenment, but they refuse to get there so that they can spread their knowledge. Okay, that syncs up pretty good. I mean, after all, Urahara is a pretty learned guy, and he just seems like there's like maybe more stuff that he has to do on Earth rather than like reaching enlightenment. Remember, Urahara, he takes this kind of carefree nature, but dude's got a lot of baggage, okay? He created the Hogyoku. Lot of people have died over this little ball, okay? A lot of suffering has transpired from the invention of the Hogyoku. I can feel him getting a little bit weighed down a little bit there. There's another one here. This is from Chris Anderson. Gyanyan is an Eastern Asian spiritual figure of mercy, and a Bodhisattva associated with compassion is venerated by Mahana Buddhists. The name Gyana is short for Gyanshin, which means perceiving the sounds or cries of the world. Okay, so in that context, it seems like, this being, Ava, I think I'll just call it Ava from now on. Benehime Ava, whatever, I'll just call it, is being able to perceive, like, all the sufferings in the world. Now, remember that when Chad wanted to be trained by Urahara back during the Urahara arc, he originally asks Urahara, and what does Urahara say? He gives the job to Renji. Not because he doesn't want to do it, although I think that's part of the reason, let's be honest here. He had other shit to do, honestly, but he gives the reason to Renji, like, my bankai is not suited for aiding others or lending powers to them. It's not suitable for training. So that gives me the idea that it's not something that can be countered, because Chad's attacks were just just physical, I think Benehime's powers, it's going to be either like keto based that like zaps your energy away or deals out direct pain to you, or who knows, it might be like one of those instant kill condition kind of deals, who knows? All I know is you're going to need a pretty damn powerful ability to take out Askin, and you have noticed Urahara didn't even bother with his fucking Shikai. And I know for a fact that we have not seen everything that Benehime and its Shikai can offer. I think there's way more different attacks than he can use with Shikai. But at that point, Urahara is a clever dude. He's not going to fuck around. He knows, like, okay, my Shikai's not going to help, because from all the information he just told me, the way the situation is, going Benehime and using all those, blood techniques, or, like the red energy wave, like the red Getsuga Tensho, and Hiyasubi Benehime, the playing with fire shit, that's not going to work on him. He's just going to get immunity to him, so there's no point in doing that. But you notice when he went bankai, it wasn't like when Shunsui went bankai and he was like, this is my last ace in the hole, I hope this works. Urahara is like, don't say I didn't warn you, buddy. Bankai, bitch. Like, he knows it. He's like fairly confident this is gonna lead to victory for him. And it says like the gates to victory have been pushed open. So that's all I'm going to leave you with here, guys. That's my understanding of the situation individual. Next chapter, we're going to see Ava in action. I'm pumped. You're pumped. From what I see so far, I'm pretty excited. But hey, same thing happened with Shunsui's bankai. He does the initial thing. The shadows come out, and I'm like, ooh! And then after the bankai, I'm like, So I'm hoping it's not 2 duds in a row. But we'll get there when we get there. I'm going to give Kubo credit, the benefit of the doubt. I know for a fact this is something he's been sitting on for a while. This is not something he came up with last week. And I know Kubo is just like itching to draw that picture of, that last image. I can guarantee you Kubo's had that in his mind for a long-ass time as a writer, probably. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Tekking, signing out. Praise the goddess Ava.